Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to the 10th anniversary race here on AG the channel. 10 years ago today, on April 1st, 2015, Jesse Turner went to victory lane in the first ever running of the Daytona 500. 10 years later, here on April 1st, 2025, we return to the Daytona International Speedway to run a 50-lap race in commemoration of the 10 years of NR offline racing here on AG the channel. I would like to thank each and every one of you who has come across the channel over the past decade. A huge thank you to everyone who has supported me over these 10 years. And a huge thank you to some of my closest friends for what they have done for me and my life. This community means the world to me. I don't know where I would be without it, but today is a celebration of all of you. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the 10th anniversary race here on AG the channel.
They're three wide in turn four. The final turn of the race. Here comes Turner, the 43. Jesse Turner coming out in turn number four. It's going to be Turner that wins the Daytona 500 in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. What a race. And Roger Turner wins the first Chick-fil-A Cup Series Season 1 championship. The race is over. The season is over. And coming side, we're gonna be side by side at the line, and at the line it's going to be, oh my goodness gracious, that was close. I think it was Eric Powers at the line. Come on, it's gonna be that same situation, but they're gonna hit a lap car, and I don't know, it was way too close to call, just like in the Mellow Yellow Smooth Fest. Nicholas Samadio wins the Daytona 500. Who's it gonna be? Uh-oh, three wide. No. Selfman in the wall. That's it. Max Newworth takes the lead. How about that? And there's your Season 2 champion, folks. Jesse Turner wins it here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Abe Troxel in the 35 to the inside of Cameron Gurlington. But Gurlington on the outside. Can he do it? To the line for the championship. Cameron Gurlington does it. He does it. Wow! How about that? Coming in at turn number four with the final green flag lap, Nathan Stapleton will win the Turkey Hill Series championship. But he's coming into the pit road, and here comes Cameron Black in the 11. We're gonna have a side-by-side battle at the line. Garrett Zenor in the 16 wins the Kids Colors 500. Wow! How about that? Who's gonna do it? Richardson, Jackson, it's gonna go to Richardson in the number 17. Oh my.
I'm sounding like an old person, but who cares? Aaron Walpole in the number 5 on the final lap of the Indianapolis 250 is gonna take home the victory in the biggest race in the NROA. Aaron Walpole wins the Indianapolis 250. How about that?
Buchanan slipping up the racetrack, and at the line it's gonna be Buchanan. Oh my goodness! As I say that, he goes off in the carousel. Griffin Lynn's off the racetrack. Oh my goodness! Tyler Selzman takes the lead on the final lap. Get to him. Will Dodd get to him? It's gonna be Chris Dodd. It is. Chris Dodd wins at Armory Digital in the Hers Dash Series.
It will be the number 24 of John Arch to win the 500th race on Napa Fans.
My man Cameron Gurlington to the inside, and you know who's gonna win it? It's gonna be the Season 3 champion. Cameron Gurlington does it! He wins the Daytona 500 in Season 6 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series.
17 enter the way, Thanksgiving 500.
And it blows up!
Right at the line.
Well,
Got the win. How about that?
race of the season, he's coming down the pit lane on the final lap, and Justin Zidell wins Napa, Indy, California, here at Riverside. And it's Nathan Stapleton, the memory of his father on the number 54, trying to hold off Ace Garcia, and off the final quarter,
Nathan Stapleton, your winner here in Martinsville in the STP 500. He's to the inside of Ace Garcia, side by side at the line. Luke Rainey will win the final NRLOA race here at the Homestead Miami Speedway last year. And for the first time ever, oh, he's coming down! He's coming down the pit lane! Audra Baranowskis at the line steals it in the Indy 250. Mr. Ridge, you know he's got it. His second Indianapolis 250 race victory. Nicholas Samanil has done it again. You can't stop him. Nathan Baird's got to avoid the accident. Trey Bartow on the outside lane. He's going to pass the 16. Here comes Shane Lake in the 15 at the stripe. Shane Lake got him. Oh my!
Oh my God!
Oh no! What happened to him? What on earth happened? He blew a tire! What is going on? Brain Perez comes around!
To the line! It's gonna be side by side! Williams, I think! He got it!
He got it!
Logan Williams!
Keep getting all these close finish series. Coming out of turn number 4, Ludovic Charette has done the impossible, a 13-point gap to win the championship here in the 2024 Wawa Cup Series and win.
Was ever so just slightly ahead of the 36 at Arian Arnsdorf.
Paulus clears on the outside. Hubert puts the bumper on him. We're going to be side by side at the line. Matthew Hubert, Daniel Paulus Jr. It's Paulus by a nose here at Martinsville Speedway. How about that? Years ago, on this very date, at this very racetrack, we ran the first ever official race run on AG the channel. Jesse Turner defeated Christian Master and 30 other drivers to win the Season 1 NRLOA Chick-fil-A Cup Series Daytona 500. 10 years later, we return to the World Center of Racing to run the same cars and some of the same drivers in the 10th anniversary race of AG the channel. Back in the day, I was referred to as Napa Fan. Most of you knew me by the name Napa. To this day, of course, I am referred to as AG. The channel is called AG the channel. But through those 10 years, one thing remains the same. Our love for this game and our love for this community. And before we go any further, I would like to thank each and every one of you who has been around, who has come and gone during those 10 years to make this community, this game, quite possibly one of the greatest things in my life. Today is a celebration of NR 2003, a celebration of this community, a celebration of the drivers who were in the first race run 10 years ago. It's 50 laps at the Daytona International Speedway for the 10th anniversary race. Welcome to the World Center of Racing. Here we are 10 years later from the green flag flying for the first ever time on April 1st, 2025. 50 laps, 42 drivers, and 10 years in the past that we look back on fondly, and we thank you for being a part of it throughout the entirety of this decade. This is the 10th anniversary race on AG the channel here at the Daytona International Speedway. Thank you for a great decade. Here's to many more years in the future running this great game in this great community. Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and welcome to the Daytona International Speedway for the 10th anniversary race here on AG the channel. And I don't think words can really put together how much this community means to me, how much this game means to me, and how excited I am to be here today, 10 years from the running of the first ever race run on the channel, with some of these drivers, including the driver who won that first race, running here today. We've had many videos and festivities throughout the day. We ran the Prelude race less than an hour ago. Congratulations to Jack Cos, who was in this race for winning the Prelude race earlier on. But we are here to run a 50-lap race to celebrate all of you who have made this channel, who have made this community what it is. And as I have said many times throughout the day, and I hope you're not tired of me saying it, this community, this game, and everything that has come around it means the world to me. Means more than most anything else in my life. And I cannot thank each and every one of you enough for allowing me to get to this moment to celebrate 10 years in NR 2003 offline racing. A couple of the gentlemen who have been along that ride for at least a part of those 10 years are alongside me today. You know them very well. Caleb Rose, the second-hand man on the channel, has been part of this channel for the past 18 months. We thank him for everything that he has done to support this channel over the past couple of years. And my good friend Andrew Miller, who I can say, and as you have said many times, Andrew, is a brother to me. And of course, you are as well, Caleb. We thank both of you for being here today. I specifically chose both of you out to call this race with me. Of course, both of you would have received invites for this race hadn't you not been chosen, but of course I wanted to have both of you in the booth for this race here today. And I don't think I have a question for either of you, but I know that this community and this game means the world to both of you as well. So Caleb and then Andrew, I will give both of you a little bit of time to talk about what this community means to each of you, and then we'll get started on the 42 drivers here in this 10th anniversary race and feature all 42 of them and this great race that we are about to have here tonight. But Caleb, I'll let you have the floor for a moment, and then Andrew, I'll give it to you. What does this community, this game mean to you, and how excited are you for this race here today? 10 years of AG the channel.
Yeah, I'm really, really honored to be up here in the booth for this race. It's a really special race here on the channel. 10 years, man. Goodness gracious. You've definitely been at this for a while, but you've done an amazing job at what you do. Can't believe that we're still here today, and I just can't thank you enough for everything that you've done for me and everybody else here in the community. Yeah, this community means so much to me. I did join a lot later than a lot of other people have. But remember, it was back in 2020 when I did stumble upon this community, but I'll definitely tell you what, it just means so much to me, this game and this community. It got me through some really tough times back when I was struggling with, I guess, just different aspects of my life, and yeah, I'm so happy to be here all these years later and happy to be here for the running of this race. This community means the world to me, you all mean the world to me, and I'm just really excited to run this race. It's going to be really special, and it's going to be a lot of fun here to celebrate 10 years here on the channel.
And I guess I'll jump in and just say that, yep, I came around 2017, and while my time of doing offline was short, I definitely I was able to kind of get my foot in the door with things, and of course, AG, I was following your stuff at the time, and if you had told me that 7-8 years later that you and I would be as good of friends as we are, and brothers pretty much at this point, as you said, and I definitely sharing that feeling. But if you had told me that, I would have been like, huh, interesting. So, but it's seriously an honor, and I still have other friends from around that time that I'm still good friends with. Of course, now I'm mainly more invested in the online side of it, which is amazing. But anytime that I come back to this channel, it's always just like, this is what got things started, and this is what kind of got the butterfly effect going that changed my life in so many ways, and I would argue has gotten me to the point that I am now and the relationships that I have. So for that, I say thank you for what you do for this community, and thank you to the community for just the life that it has given to not only myself, but I'm sure that, as these two other gentlemen have alluded to, both of them. So it's a great group and a great game. And even 23, they're 22 years after it first came out, it's still going incredibly strong, both on the online and offline side, which is just fantastic. And 10 years of AG, the channel. I'm honored to be a part of the ride, and thank you for having me on board for this one, Alex.
You two are very welcome. I'm most gracious to be in both of your presences here tonight. And with everyone else who may be watching, who joined the live stream earlier today, we appreciate all that you've done today and just watching along the 10th anniversary celebration. Now, a little caveat to that, of course, some of you may remember, back in 2014, I did run some Enter 2003 races, and some of you may remember it is not the most brightest time in my life. But, of course, we came back in April of 2015, ran the first official race ever run on the channel. Matt Dalio started on the pole for that race in the number 88, but eventually it was Jesse Turner who went on to win that race, and I remember saying in that first race that Jesse Turner would forever be the first ever winner on the channel, and we still celebrate him to this day, and here he is today, and such a wonderful honor to have. I should have counted before we started. There are 9 drivers in this race here today who ran in the first ever race on the channel. I do want to highlight all 9 of these drivers before we get started, because they have been here since the very beginning, and I cannot thank them enough for being in this race, for accepting the invite to this race, for all of you accepting invites to this race, but these 9 folks especially. Trey Bartow, driving the number 4 today. He has always been in the number 4. He is so synonymously known with the number 4 that if you do follow my music, you know that he is referenced in one of my favorite songs as being in the number 4. The message of that song carrying that even though so much is changing, some things stay the same. Well, Trey Bartow has been in the number 4 longer than anything on this channel, and such an honor to have Mr. Bartow in this race here today. Aaron Lukes, the first ever 2-time winner on the channel, has recently come back in running races. So wonderful to have him back as well. And like I said, the first ever 2-time winner on the channel. We have drivers who have won 30 races now. Drivers like Nicholas Samuel. But Aaron Lukes was the driver that started it all in terms of multi-time winners. He is in the number 5, a ride that he ran in this race back in 2015. Zachary Fitzwater in the number 9. Need I say more? Zachary Fitzwater is a driver who has been around in Enter 2003 for longer than I have, and it is an honor to still have him running on the channel. Of course, Fitzwater, 29 wins on this channel. He has been very successful, multi-time Daytona 500 winner on the channel, but Zachary has been a part of many NR 2003 offline leagues for so many years, and he's been a part of ours for that entire time as well. Christian Master, driver who came so close to winning that first race back in 2015. He just lost it to Jesse Turner. He gets to start in the 5th position here today, by the way, but a driver who has been around off and on throughout the 10 years that we have run races on the channel. He has an Indianapolis 250 win, which was actually the Indianapolis 200 at the time. But Christian Master, a driver that I am very much excited to have in this race, and you know, he's looking to make do and make better of what happened in that first race where he barely lost out to Jesse Turner. Alan Cavagnaro, a driver and a friend of mine from 2014. It was Alan, it was Murray, and it was Jonathan Skivnicki. The 4 of us, I should say, are all very good friends in the year 2014. It was really my first friend group that I ever had. Of course, Murray is a driver who, Murray's a person, more than a driver who I've been friends with for so much. We'll get to him in a moment, of course. As a matter of fact, Diego Stevenson is his driver. But back to Alan, a driver who has not run a race on this channel in probably about 8 years. Came back in the Discord server a couple of months ago, and I knew that I had to invite him for this race, and I'm very humbly excited that he accepted the invite for this, and great to have him in this race here today. Diego Stevenson, that is Murray's driver. Murray and I are very good friends. We share a very close relationship with each other. Murray was the first friend that I ever had on YouTube. I have known him for 11 years. We go to the Indy 500 together. It is a yearly thing for us, and we met in the comment section of an Eric Estep video when he had 5,000 subscribers. And to this day, we're still the best of friends. And he is the gentleman who made the logo for this race. Cannot thank him enough for being such a great friend as well. And we are excited to have his driver, Diego Stevenson, in this race here today. Stuart Gratton, driving the number 34. You all know Stuart. Stuart has been a friend of mine for almost 11 years as well. He was around during the stop-motion days, the Liquid Thermostat Cup Series. He signed up for that along with Alan and Murray back in the day. Stuart I have known for 11 years, and he is, of course, very much a very enthusiastic member of this community. We absolutely love having him in the booth. We love having him as a part of the series and a part of all the races here on the channel. Blaine Keys, little did we know back in the day when Blaine Keys ran in this very first race that he would become the legend that he is today. 29 career wins. He is going for win number 30 of his career here today in the number 42 machine. Of course, Blaine Keys, one of the most successful drivers in the ratings era, but a driver who has been around all 10 years. I cannot thank him enough for being a part of this for the past decade. And it all leads to the driver who won this race back in 2015, Jesse Turner. And Jesse is a guy who recently has not had as much success in terms of the Enter 2003 world on the channel, but he is a driver who I would say started all of this for us, and I cannot thank Jesse enough for being a part of this channel for as long as he has. I know he runs Enter 2003 races himself. Go check him out. Go check out the Speed Energy series. I believe that's what it's called, and I do apologize if I get that wrong. But Jesse is a guy who has been a part of this longer than most people. We love Jesse over here, and we're rooting for Jesse. And we're rooting for everybody in this race, of course. But Jesse, of course, started it all, won the very first race on the channel back in April 1st of 2015. A lot of introduction for this race, and I really do want to highlight all 42 drivers in the field. So let's go ahead and introduce the starting grid. All 42 drivers running here in the 10th anniversary race here today at the Daytona International Speedway. A 19-time winner on AG the channel, Trey Bartow ran in the very first race run 10 years ago. His main accomplishment is the 2016 Turkey Hill Series Championship, where he came from behind midway through the season to storm to the points lead to clinch the title. Starting 42nd in the number 4 Chevrolet, it's Trey Bartow. Making his first start on the channel in almost 8 years, Alan Cavagnaro, another driver who ran in the very first race run 10 years ago, is a 2-time winner here on the channel, including a Chick-fil-A Cup Series race victory at Talladega. Cavagnaro is one of the original drivers, one of the original big names on the circuit, and it's an honor to have him back here today, starting 41st in the number 18 Toyota. It is Alan Cavagnaro. We simply do not have enough time to go over all of the accomplishments Jesse Turner has produced in the past 10 years, but let us just say he was the driver that started it all. 10 years ago today, he went to victory lane in the first ever Daytona 500, and 25 wins later, a Chick-fil-A Cup Series championship later, he sits here today, starting in the 40th position in the number 43 Ford. It is Jesse Turner. When you think of NR 2003 offline racing, the first name that comes to mind is a Mr. Zachary Fitzwater, a 29-time winner on the channel, including 2 Daytona 500s. Zachary Fitzwater has been everywhere and won everything, except a major championship. He starts 39th here today in the number 9 Ford. It is Zachary Fitzwater. This driver is also known for creating many great NR 2003 offline leagues himself, but here today he stands as a Turkey Hill Truck Series champion from 2021 and a 7-time winner on AG the channel. Starting 38th in the number 41 Chevrolet, Joe Rutkowski. One of the newest drivers starting in the field here today, a 3-time winner on the channel, including the 2023 Indianapolis 250, which was his first career win. Starting 37th in the number 40 Chevrolet, Angel Gutierrez. The least experienced driver in the field, a driver who advanced himself on through the prelude to the 10th. It is the biggest start that he may ever have in his short career here on AG the channel. But starting 36th in the number 95 Ford, it is Charlie Davenport. One of the longest running drivers on the channel, a 15-time winner over the course of the past 10 years, and a current Wawa Cup Series owner. His driver, Lauren Merchant, has also won the HERS Elimination Series Championship last year. Starting 35th in the number 83 Toyota, John Andrews. Quite possibly the most decorated driver in the history of AG the channel, a 30-time winner, more than anybody else, a Daytona 500 champion, a 2-time Indianapolis 250 champion, and a Thanksgiving 500 champion. You all know him as Mr. Edge. Starting 34th in the number 13 Chevrolet, it's Nicholas Samadio. Many folks viewing this race today may not be familiar with the name Diego Stevenson, but he is a driver who ran in the very first race back on April 1st, 2015. A 2-time winner under the name Diego Stevenson, Murray has run many drivers on the channel, but he will always be one of my closest friends in this community. Starting 33rd in the number 27 Chevrolet, it is Diego Stevenson. This driver has been running races for nearly the entirety of races run here on AG the channel, but is most known for his development driver Audra Baranowskis, who has won the Indianapolis 250 twice before. He himself has amassed 5 wins as a driver, and starting 32nd in the number 7, it's William Brock. This driver has not accumulated too much success as a driver on the channel, only 1 career win, but Josh Williamson is somebody who has been a part of this channel for many, many years, joining us in the booth for many Wall Cup Series races, owning a team in the Wall Cup Series. But it all started with a driver named John Stewart in 2018 who won that thrilling race we had in Las Vegas in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series 7 years ago. Starting 31st in the number 19, it's Josh Williamson. This driver was a staple driver in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series in seasons 4 and 5. Today, he is a 3-time winner on the channel as Al Legacy. But behind the driver, a great friend of mine in Trey Wright. Starting 30th in the number 38 Ford, it is Al Legacy. The name Grattan is synonymous with dominance in the Wall Cup Series in the current day, but Stuart Grattan has been around as a driver since the very beginning. I have known Stuart for nearly 11 years. It is a huge honor for him to be here in this race today. An 18-time winner as a driver on the channel, starting 29th in the number 34 Ford, it is Stuart Grattan. Another name synonymous with the Grattan domination of current day. This driver has been around since the 2015 Thanksgiving 500. He is in fact one of my best friends in this NR 2003 community, coming in today with 15 career wins as a driver, including last year's Brickyard 400, starting 28th in the number 11 Toyota, Matt Tuck. A driver who raced his way in through the Prelude race less than an hour ago, but a driver who has had much success on the channel, including 8 career wins and the 2018 Mellow Yellow Smooth Fest. Starting 27th in the number 55 Toyota, it's Ace Garcia. While Aaron Lukes has not driven for a majority of the races run on the channel, he was a driver who was in fact in the very first race 10 years ago, and the first driver to win multiple races here on AG the channel. Starting 26th in the number 5 Chevrolet, Aaron Lukes. This driver has been around since 2017 and has been a part of many of the great races on the channel, including the thrilling finish at Riverside in the Haas IndyCar Series in 2018, and then his championship in 2019 in the same series. A 13-time winner here on the channel, starting 25th in the number 2, Justin Zidell. A 12-time winner on the channel, this Wisconsin native has been around for many years and has won many races, but most notably winning the Southern 500 in the Wall Cup Series in 2023. Starting 24th in the number 20 Toyota, it is Logan Williams. A true exemplar in never giving up, this driver took 4 years before he reached victory lane, but when he did, it was in the biggest race in the Wall Cup Series, the 2024 Daytona 500. Starting 23rd in the number 88 Chevrolet, LJ Sameto. Completing one of the most impressive feats in an equal rating series, this driver went on to win 5 races in a 16-race season in the 2020 Haas IndyCar Series, a series in which he won the championship. Those are his only 5 wins amassed on the channel, but starting 22nd in the number 98 Ford, it is Chase Harris. She is one of the most dominant drivers in the Wawa Cup Series in the current day. As a matter of fact, she is the defending Wawa Cup Series champion. A 7-time winner on the channel, starting 21st in the number 51 Chevrolet, Ludovic Charette. He made his first start on the channel in the second running of the Daytona 500 in May of 2015, but he is the first driver who has won multiple championships on the channel, winning the Whelen Modified Tour and Hers Elimination Series in the same year. A 16-time winner on the channel, starting 20th in the number 10 Chevrolet, Hierjel Alonso. His career began with Abe Troxel in Season 3 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, nearly winning the championship in that same season. 10 years later, it's a Mr. Thomas Troxel who has amassed 23 wins on the channel and is the defending Haas IndyCar Series champion. Starting 19th in the number 35 Ford, it is Thomas Troxel. This driver's career has been off and on for a majority of the time of us running these races, but Josh Marzak is the first driver to have ever won 2 Daytona 500s. He is a 4-time winner on the channel, and today he starts in the 18th position driving the number 31. It is Josh Marzak. Another driver who has shared the victory of the Great American Race, Alexander Rowe, winner of the 2020 Daytona 500, has amassed many wins, 15 to be exact, over his multi-year career. Starting 17th in the number 25 Chevrolet, it's Alexander Rowe. This driver was the first driver to win multiple Cup Series championships on the channel, and he did so in back-to-back years in 2017 and 2018. A 20-time winner on AG the channel, starting 16th in the number 24 Chevrolet, Elijah Gordon. This driver's success has come more as an owner on the channel, owning the famed Titan Fury Racing in the Wawa Cup Series, the longest running team in the Cup Series running since 2018. Igor himself has amassed 8 wins as a driver, and today he starts in the 15th position in the number 78. It is Igor Barreto. He has 15 career wins on the channel, but he is known as the owner of NS Racing, known as the gentleman who runs the Hers Sprint Series on the channel, and his first championship came in the Turkey Hill Series in 2015. One of the true OGs. He's the big staple. He starts 14th in the number 1 Chevrolet. It's Nathan Stapleton, a driver who raced his way in less than an hour ago in the Prelude race, a driver for NS Racing in the Wawa Cup Series, and a 3-time winner on the channel. Starting 13th in the number 46 Chevrolet, Tanner Parton. A 2-time winner in the Wawa Cup Series and a now 5-time winner on the channel. This driver raced his way in through the Prelude by winning the Prelude less than an hour ago. He's also winner of the controversial 2024 Christmas Eve Showdown, but today he starts in the 12th position driving the number 17 Ford. It's Jack Haas, an 8-time winner on the channel, most of those coming in the Wawa Cup Series the past 2 years. Chase Buck is a driver who has been around since 2020, looking to get one of the biggest wins he has ever had. He's my dad. He starts 11th in the number 15 Toyota. It's Chase Buck. While only a 2-time winner as a driver, Ryan Durrani is one of the more successful owners on the channel, including winning the owner's title in the Haas IndyCar Series last year. Starting 10th in the number 48, it's Ryan Durrani. This driver accumulated his first career win all the way back in 2016, and since then has accumulated 11 total wins on the channel. Starting 9th in the number 21 Ford, it's Noah Clifton. A 14-time winner on the channel, including this year's Daytona 500, He also won the 2020 Hers Dash Series Championship. Starting 8th in the number 6 Ford, it's Eric Monaco. A long-time driver on the channel, amassing 13 wins over the course of his near 7-year career. Starting 7th in the number 3 Chevrolet, Brad Stover. Quite possibly the most dominant driver in the ratings era on AG the channel. He was one of the 9 here today that was in the very first race run 10 years ago. He's a 29-time winner on the channel, including the Turkey Hill Truck Series champion from last year. Starting 6th in the number 42 Chevrolet, it's Blaine Keys. What history could have been if this driver managed to cross the line first 10 years ago? Alas, he was runner-up, but today he looks to win this race. A 16-time winner on the channel, including an Indianapolis 200. Starting 5th in the number 14 Chevrolet, Christian Master. Though he only has 4 career wins on the channel, 3 of those are in the Wah Cup Series in the past 3 years, making Travis Crampton one of the best drivers in the current era. Starting 4th in the number 23 Toyota, it is Travis Crampton. Though he only has 6 wins as a driver on the channel, Derek Hamill comes into this race here today, the all-time winningest owner with 38 career owners wins on AG the channel. Starting 3rd in the number 47 Chevrolet, it's Derek Hamill. He raced his way in less than an hour ago and is looking to double the amount of wins he has here today. Only 1 career win for Bradley Ream, but it came in the Brickyard 400 in 2020. Starting 2nd in the number 22, it is Bradley Ream. Though he has never won a race as a driver himself, Brennan Wilmington is a very successful owner in the Wah Cup Series, and his driver, Vinny Scholes, won the 2023 Rowdy Energy Pro Series Championship. Your pole sitter for the 10th anniversary race, driving the number 16 Ford, it's Brennan Wilmington. And those are the 42 drivers running here today in the 10th anniversary race. Thank you to each and every one of you for being a part of this. Good luck to all of you, because we're now going to start talking about the race. And Caleb, this is a racetrack where it is very difficult to hold a line and be able to dominate. Though Jack Haas had other ideas in the Prelude race, he led every single lap. This race in particular, we are harkening back to the days of old and how we used to run these races. No restrictor plates, and the ratings are the same number for all the aspects. It is going to be wild, and I think we're going to see a bit of a cycle race today. So Caleb, what do you need to do to win a race such as this, where it is essentially up to random how well you do come time for the checkered flag in this 50-lap event?
Yeah, like you said, we're really going to be taking it back to the roots with this one. Like you said, taking off the restrictor plates and taking equal ratings pretty literally here. Everybody pretty much going to have the exact same number rating coming into this. So, yeah, like you said, it is probably going to end up being a bit of a cycle race, kind of just like how it used to be. But, yeah, these races can definitely be really interesting because while it can kind of come down to luck, in other cases you definitely want to try and strategize how you make your way up towards the front because, you know, with these guys going to be going so fast, of course, you got that potential danger for wrecks occurring, so you want to make sure you put yourself in a good position to try and avoid those once they come by, if they come by. But, yeah, I think you just want to try and get yourself in a position late in the race to potentially march up to the front and potentially swipe the lead away. And it's going to be interesting to see how this race goes along, who we see up towards the front, and will we see any strong cars that can maybe hold the lead? We'll just have to wait and see how everything plays out, but, yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing what we see in this race here today.
And Andrew, I will say, we are at Daytona. This is a super speedway, and as special as a race as this is, we saw 2 wrecks in the Prelude. And I gotta ask you, do you think we'll see any big wrecks here today? As we got 42 cars possibly going 4 wide at some moments in this race. I don't know if it's going to be easy for these guys to avoid any race damage after 50 laps here at Daytona.
Yeah, 50 laps with no plates. These guys are going to be holding on for dear life a little bit with the high speeds that we're going to be seeing. conditions also favor and just very, very high speeds. And everyone's going to be desperate to try to hold the inside lane when it comes to a race like this. That's going to be the way to make up ground. Of course, the natural line when you're going speeds like this is to try to do the typical oval arc, I guess you could call it, is going up to the outside on corner exit. So I think that will encourage a lot of jockeying, and if someone just sees a gap and they're like, all right, we can go for this, and then all of a sudden it's not there, but they're already committed, then that 4 wide is very likely to happen. And at a track like Daytona, not quite wide enough to really accommodate it that well. So I think it is likely that we may see some carnage at some point or another. But I've also been proven wrong. Go back to the TDO, the Top Decks to Open race at Daytona. Every single testing race had at least 2 wrecks. The actual event did not. So anything is possible here at Daytona.
It is, and we're going to see so many different drivers up front in this race. I do believe it's not going to be like the Prelude. So we got the rating system a little bit different than what we did in that race, and these guys are going to be all over the place, and we're going to see many faces up front as we move along. Well, I do apologize for the near 30-minute pre-race. Obviously a race that is very important to me, very special to this channel, very special to you guys, but we're here for a race. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get these drivers to roll off here from the Daytona International Speedway. And with all of that, we are ready to send these 42 drivers out onto the racetrack here at the Daytona International Speedway, 10 years to the day of the first race officially run on the channel. Brendan Wilmington and Bradley Ream will lead us off to the green flag. Behind them, it's Derek Campbell and Travis Crampton in row number 2. Row 3 sees 2 drivers who were in the first ever race on the channel, Christian Master and Blaine Keys. Brad Stover and Eric Monaco make up row number 4. Noah Clifton and Ryan Durrani make up row number 5. We'll make sure everybody rolls off. 42 drivers in the field. Of course, Mr. Jesse Turner, who won the first ever race, starting in the 40th position. Keep in mind, in the Prelude, Charlie Davenport and Bradley Ream raced their way in from the last row of that race in only 30 laps, so I'd say those guys in the back have a good shot at winning. But Caleb and Andrew, I'll let you have the decision on this one. Who is getting this race victory in the 10th anniversary race here today at Daytona?
Well, we have an absolutely stacked field here today, all full of channel icons. But like you said, we know what kind of race this can be, so let me just get out the dartboard and blindfold real quick. Don't actually do that, that'd probably be pretty dangerous, but you were saying that we saw our Prelude winner kind of come from the back, and really manifesting, I don't jinx this one because it's a driver I know pretty well. So give me the number 13 of Nicholas Samadio to get it done here today.
Mr. Edge.
Well, if I'm going to throw that dart, I believe mine is going to land on the 25 of Alexander Rowe. I like that position. I like that position on the inside, and he's been around the block, and he's won a lot of races in various leagues.
Including the Daytona 500 a few years ago, and a couple of races last week. But hey, all these drivers have won multiple races, except for Brendan Wilmington and Charlie Davenport. A driver who's never won before on the channel gets to lead us off here in the 10th anniversary race. 10 years, guys. This is all you. Thank you so much for this past decade. We're green flag racing. We're underway. Here's to 10 more on AG the channel. We're green flag in the 10th anniversary race here at Daytona. Lap 1 will be led by Brendan Wilmington in the number 16 on the outside lane. Derek Campbell, Brad Stover on the inside lane. So many drivers want to win this race. This is a once-in-a-lifetime race here on the channel today. We'll just have to see if any of these drivers have anything for anybody once we get down to it. Noah Clifton on the inside. Chase Buck on the inside. Tanner Parton raced his way in earlier. And you also got Agar Brito in your pick there, Andrew. Alexander Rowe on the inside lane. We're going to see a lot more cycling in this race than what we saw in the prelude, as Noah Clifton goes to the inside of Brad Stover for the top position here on lap number 2.
Everybody's already being aggressive. Everybody wants a taste of that race lead. Thought they're on lap 1 going through turns 1 and 2. It looked like they were about to go 4 wide off of the rip. But, oh boy, this is already getting pretty dicey. We're 3 by 3 just about throughout the entire field, but good stuff here so far as all these cars going so fast and everybody's so tightly packed together. Great race we're seeing here so far. Right now out in front, we got the number 15 of Chase Buck, but here comes the 46. Looking down to the inside, you've got Tanner Barton, one of those drivers who raced in from the prelude, making his way to the inside and making his way towards the front. And there's your pick, Andrew. Like Alex said, he's still making his way towards the front. Here comes that number 25, but for the lead now, we got the number 78 of Igor Barreto going for it.
I'd like to see a 25 there. Sorry.
Good run there for Alexander Rowe, your pick to win. But I think we're going to see a lot more cycling throughout this race, and I mean a lot more. I think it's going to play a lot more like a cycle race, which we want to see all these guys at some point get up front and lead a lap. I know it's possible. We have 42 drivers in 50 laps, so it can happen, but a lot of cycling. That inside lane's where you want to be early on in this race. That's how it was back in the day in that first ever race. Of course, we did have a couple of wrecks in that first Daytona 500. We'll see if that ends up happening today. Chase Harris, 2020 Haas IndyCar Series champion. He was him that year. Let's just put it that way. And good friend of mine, Chase Harris, going to the inside there of Alexander Rowe. Hey, I say good friend of mine. A lot of these guys are good friends of mine. I believe in this field I probably have met about 9 or 10 of you in person. Such an honor to meet all of you in person, and Chase Harris is one of those folks who I have met in person. Another one, Justin Zidell, who I've met in person in Indianapolis. Looking to the inside, Igor Barreto and Alexander Rowe right there as he pushes LJ Semedo, last year's Daytona 500 champion, to the race lead in the number 88.
Semedo to the front. We'll see how long he's going to be able to hold on to it, if it's for more than a lap. But yep, that inside's where you want to be, and everybody is on the charge forward here. 55 Ace Garcia coming forward here. Stuart Grattan, that's no surprise. We know Grattan's foothold on the Cup Series and any other series pretty much on this channel at the moment. The Grattan Alliance is coming in strong, but right now third in the inside lane. And yeah, it's you're going to see a lot of different guys up here, so it's really just going to be if you're in the right position at the very end of the race, if you're going to be able to win it or not. Honestly, I feel like coming to like the white flag, you want to be like maybe the second car on the inside. That'd be the best place to be.
Well, it is important to remember, on that first race, Jesse Turner was not the race leader. He was actually fourth coming to the white flag in that Daytona 500. Well, here's all the guys who started in the back of the field on the inside lane moving their way up. Zachary Fitzwater, Jesse Turner, Alan Cavagnaro. Such an honor to have him back in this race. Trey Bartow. And you got all these guys led by Diego Stevenson, who was also in that first ever race. And Stuart Grattan leading the field, who was also in that first ever race. And you got a guy who is new. We have a couple of guys, Angel Gutierrez, Ludovic Charette. They're probably two of the newest drivers in this race. You add on Tanner Parton, Charlie Davenport to that list as well, Jack Haas. And Gutierrez, of course, won the Indianapolis 250 a couple of years ago, hence why he was invited to this race. Stuart Grattan won, or led that lap, I should say. And Angel Gutierrez is going to take the lead away. But here comes Diego Stevenson. Haven't heard that name in a long time. I asked Murray, who's driving in this race? Going to be Jay Knapp? Going to be Micah Knapp? Diego Stevenson's back. I love it. Ran in that first ever race, got a win, a couple races afterwards. Ooh, do we have 4 wide in the back? We do not. It's Charlie Davenport in the 95. What an honor it is for him. This is a driver who has not made too many starts. And, no disrespect to Charlie. He's one of 2 drivers in this race who has never won a race officially. But at least in Brendan Wilmington's case, Brendan has had his driver, Vinny Schultz, win multiple races on the channel. Charlie Davenport has never won anything on the channel. He's the only driver in this whole field who has never won anything on the channel. I mean, talk about a Trevor Bayne in 2011 in the Daytona 500 moment if he were to win this race here today. That could very well happen. These cars are equal, 55-55 on everything, except aggression. We ramp it up just a little bit. But these guys have kept it clean up to this point. Fitzwater has taken the lead, and it only took him 9 laps. 10 years ago, he won the first ever race. He's going to lead a lap 10 years later in the 10th anniversary race. Jesse Turner leads that one. Here comes Alan Cavagnaro, Trey Bartow, Matt Tuck in the number 11 on the inside lane as well. There goes Cavagnaro to the inside. I haven't said that name in a race in a long time. It's great to say it again here today at Daytona.
Absolute cinema so far. That would be crazy scenes if we saw Jesse Turner go back to victory lane in the race that is celebrating the race where he got it done. Boy, oh boy, yeah, it's still pretty crazy here as everybody's just cycling through. Now here comes the 11 of Matt Tuck down to the inside, being pushed by the 38 of Al Lagasse. That's definitely a name that takes me back with my first series being the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. That Trey ran, of course, that being Trey's driver. That name just really takes me back. Really happy that he's here in this race, and looks like he's going to go to the lead here. He's got pushed there from the number 10 of Hierjel Alonso. Another pretty prominent name here on the channel, and you got the number 95 of Charlie Davenport right behind him.
Would also like to thank Hierjel for making the graphics for this race, the starting ticker, or starting lineup, I should say, and the opening title card. He does a wonderful job with all the graphics that we have on the channel, and thank him a lot for all the work that he does for us here on AG the channel. And we'd like to touch on Trey right there, and Al Lagasse, and Matt Tuck as well. Of course, a couple of fellows who I have met in person as well. Great people, and I wanted to try to get everyone who I have met in person in this race. Of course, you two, I tapped you guys to call this one with me, of course, and you have done an excellent job so far, as you always do. Charlie Davenport's doing an excellent job. He's up front in the 95. Aaron Lukes, a driver who was in that first ever race back 10 years ago. You know it was 10 years ago, obviously. I don't think I need to keep saying that, but Aaron Lukes, great to have him back. I know he'd love to get this win here today as someone who was in that first race. William Brock on the inside. Here comes Logan Williams in the 20. Mr. 50 Cent himself on the inside lane. Josh Williamson as well. And here comes Elijah Gordon. Haven't seen Elijah Gordon in a race in quite some time. Two-time Cup champion from back in the day. And someone who I have known for a very long time as well. He's been around for most of those 10 years, and great to have him here in this one. John Andrews, Thomas Troxel on the inside lane. Joe Rutkowski, another fellow NR 2003 creator, does an excellent job. So many names, and here he is, Mr. Edge. You know, it was only a month after Jesse Turner won that Daytona 500 that Nicholas Sambadio won his first official race on the channel. In a dead heat with Dane Ammon. The shame we didn't have Dane Ammon in this race, and hasn't been a part of the community for a while. But Nicholas Sambadio, he started it all. The Mr. Edge legacy began right here, May 1st, 2015, when he won that Daytona 500 by absolutely nothing. And Caleb, I know you know a little bit about races like that. Well, Andrew, thoughts on this one so far? We're 14 laps in. We have cycled through nearly the entire field, just like it was back in the day. Any idea on who may have an opportunity of winning this race?
No. I'm gonna be honest. It's a total crapshoot right now because we've seen everybody be everywhere at some point now. As here comes Elijah Gordon, and I'm gonna mention this about Elijah. It was just recently that I had rediscovered that old NRLOA theme song that he did.
He did make that.
It still slaps. I'm just gonna be real. That is still a great song that I jammed out to once or
the
twice.
The NRLOA days. You know, I don't think we've talked about the NRLOA days too much here. Elijah was a part of that, and then, of course, he did make that theme for us. Great theme, like you said. He is he's a talented musician, unlike myself. I can't actually play the music that I write, though I do write it. Elijah actually knows how to play the guitar, and he's great at it, and I always support him in that regard. And how about Mr. Abe Troxel? Gonna mess with Thomas a little bit there. Abe Troxel was runner-up in the Season 3 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series to Cameron Garlington. Cameron Garlington, another name I would like to mention, who was a part of this for a long time, who was also in that first ever race, along with Matt Dowdy, some guys. Garrett Sonor as well, would like to mention him. And you know, we have to mention Roger Caruth at some point. He was in that first ever race. Of course, as we all very well know, Roger has gone on to do bigger and better things. We fully support him in his career there in the Craftsman Truck Series and hopefully beyond. This was the ride he ran in, number 17, and won the first ever championship back in 2015. Well, Jack Haas got the race victory earlier today. He's in that 17. There's just so many drivers in this race that I want to touch on. Here's Josh Marzak, personal friend of mine from school, signed up in 2016, won that Daytona 500, came back 3 years later, won that Daytona 500. He attempted this year's Daytona 500, but he didn't quite make it. But we couldn't say no to Josh Marzak in this one. And honestly, this is the kind of race Josh Marzak would win, and it would be something if he could pull it off there in the number 31 machine. But so many drivers, and then here comes Nathan Stapleton now. And Nathan, we had him in the booth for the Prelude race. You all know how much of a friend Nathan is to me, and he is a big part of this community, and of course runs a lot of great series, and runs the Sprint Series on the channel now. Nathan Stapleton moving his way up, won the Turkey Hill Series Championship in 2015. I'm not letting you guys talk enough. There's just so much I want to say about all these drivers here today, and there's so much to say about all these drivers. But, Caleb, I know you're intrigued by how this one has gone so far. So many different guys up front in this race as we have cycled through.
I honestly kind of like that we've seen a lot of these different people up to the front, because, of course, we get to kind of talk about them, you know, talk about their legacy here on the channel. And, of course, with this just being such a stacked field, there's so much to talk about, so I really don't blame you for kind of going on and talking about these people there, because, you know, there's 10 years, there's so much that's happened with all of these drivers, with all these people, and it's just so great that a lot of these drivers can reunite here on this same racetrack that we raced at 10 years ago, and so far this has been an absolutely spectacular race to celebrate the occasion. And now, making their way up towards the front, we've got the number 42 of Blaine Keys. Now, here's a very prominent name here on the channel, especially here in the modern day. And Keys, he's rapidly approaching that win record. What a way that would be to tie for the wins lead by winning this race.
That guy doesn't want it to happen. Nicholas Samudio, who holds on to it. Nicholas Samudio, as I should say. And you know, Nicholas went 10 years without telling us I mispronounced his name. But we love him. We love Nicholas Samudio, Nicholas Samudio, Mr. Edge. We love you. He's been a part of this channel actually prior to the first official race, and of course we talk about him a lot on the channel. And I know you like him, Caleb. He drives for you there in the Cup Series. Of course, Blaine Keys as well. You know, it's kind of like I said at the beginning, hard to believe that he was actually in the first race, because he is more of a modern superstar here on the channel with all that he's done the past couple of years in the rating series. But great to have him in this one. Of course, he was going to be in this race no matter what. And Ludovic's right, you know, and we talk about all these guys who have been around for years and years and years. Ludovic's only been around a couple of years, but she is such a big part of this channel now as well. We had her in the booth the other day for the Light Series race, and of course, she's the defending Wawa Cup Series champion. She knows what she's doing over there with Grattan Autosport, finding her way up front. How about our defending Daytona 500 champion of Eric Monaco? He's found himself to the race lead. Brad Stover, another guy who's been a part of this channel for many, many years, 13 wins. I know he'd love to get this one. And we have cycled back to the pole sitter. Brendan Wilmington has cycled his way back to the front. It only took 21 laps to go from the front to the back to the front. I used to always call this the Kemblesville effect. Of course, Kemblesville is my hometown. When I did stop motions, I had a racetrack called Kemblesville Raceway, and I didn't know what I was doing. The cars just cycled through when I made those stop motion races. And of course, we kind of call it a cycle now, but I always called it the Kemblesville effect back in the day because it reminded me of the way I did my stop motions at the Kemblesville Raceway. And that's what we're seeing here today. These guys cycling through, but we're getting to see these guys up front, getting to talk about them, and that is the point of this race, point of this event, the point of this community, point of this day, is to highlight these drivers. Ryan Durrani in the 48. He only has 2 wins as a driver, but he is a longtime owner. And Andrew, he's your owner in the Wawa Cup Series. I know he is definitely a driver who would love to win this race. All these guys would love to win this race, but Ryan Durrani especially, this would be a big win for him if he can get it done here today.
Great to see Durrani up there at least for a moment. As Noah Clifton coming to the front here, 15. Chase Buck. Yeah, just star-studded, this entire field. And yeah, as you were alluding to, it's great being able to call these guys up here at the front. As speaking of, yeah, coming from the front to the back to the front, there's the 25 again. But now, yeah. Honestly, you got me remembering about the fact that before I did any of this, I did quote-unquote stop motion. We're gonna pretend that that's what it was. And I still have those I still have those video files saved on a hard drive, and they are the most atrocious abominations that you've ever witnessed in your life. But you know,
Tell you what, if your pick wins, you got to upload them. How's that sound?
Oh no! Oh, no.
So we all started with stop motion, huh?
Yeah, I think
you
so.
You can't even call it stop motion.
You know, I think it's a
terrible.
funny thing to say. I've been around in the NASCAR YouTube community for a very long time. You know, I'm up there in age. I'm 25 years old, which I know is not old to a lot of people, but I've been around a long time. I remember those days back in 2013, 2014, Aflac Cup Series, Double E Cup Series. It was way different back in the day. I do kind of miss those days to a point. But they were all stop motions. That's what got me into NASCAR on YouTube. That's what got me into YouTube. Liquid Thermostat Cup Series. I came across in 2003, and the rest was history from there. But you know, the stop motion days, that was it. I know Gino Harvey still runs the Aflac Cup Series, and he is way more of a legend than I am in that regard. That's a guy who has been a pillar of NASCAR on YouTube for its entirety. So shout out to him and what he has done, what he has accomplished in that regard as well. There's just so much to it, so many layers to the NASCAR YouTube community, and especially in this little circle that we have here. And man, I just, you know, that this is just becoming, you know, a nostalgia fest here. You know, that's what it's become. We're doing a podcast while we're doing the race. Hey, I like what we've seen so far in this race, you know, and yes, it is a cycle race, and I know that in most races we wouldn't particularly want that, but I think given the magnitude of this race and given what this race represents, we want to see these guys up front. Trey Bartow is up front in the 4 machine. He's about to get his 20th win. He's looking for his 20th win here today. He's been a part of this channel for a long time. And of course, Trey is the co-commentator for the D-Wall Cup Series over with Joe Rutkowski. Those two do such an excellent job with what they do. And, of course, if you have not heard of Joe Rutkowski, you're living under a rock. But those guys do an excellent job over there. Another great NARA 2003 series. And Trey Bartow going to lead that lap right there. Travis Crampton, of course, another one of the fine folks that I have met in person. Of course, always meet up with him at the Indianapolis 500 with Nathan and all those guys. And he's a stud. He's a great dude. And absolutely love having him. He won that race at Homestead not too long ago in the Wawa Cup Series. The current Wawa Cup Series points leader. Definitely a great driver there. We're cycling back to some other guys here. You got Stuart Gratton, Alan Cavinaro, Diego Stevenson, Christian Master, Jesse Turner, all on the inside lane. All 5 of them were in that first race. Trey Bartow, they're all with each other. And it may just cycle to those guys being up front by the time we get to the end of the race, the way this is going. Oh, boy. Alan Cavinaro hasn't run in 8 years, and he woke up feeling dangerous.
Oh, boy.
4 wide. They're not getting out of that one now. Trey Bartow is there. Diego Stevenson on the inside lane. And Trey Bartow is going to have to get a push there from Chase Harris to clear Crampton if he's going to get out of this situation. Now Gratton getting shuffled on that outside lane. And this is where the race is going to start if they don't get out of it. Diego Stevenson, and in the wall goes Cavinaro. And the outside lane gets caught up. Nicholas Samadio, heavy contact on the 13.
Pez landed.
And there goes Elijah Gordon, Ryan Durrani, Noah Clifton, Bradley Ream, Ladovic Charette, Travis Crampton. Nicholas Samadio is not going to win this one. He's got heavy damage in the 13 machine. Trey Bartow with heavy damage. Tanner Parton in the 46 in the turn number 3. Alan Cavinaro moved up there with Trey Bartow, and it's not going to pay for the driver, the number 18. What a shame for Cavinaro, who has not been in a race in nearly 8 years on the channel. Well, it was bound to happen at some point. Diego Stevenson is leading this race. You like that, Murray? I'm sure you do. Christian Master is second, ahead of Jesse Turner at the moment. Chase Harris, Charlie Davenport, the top 5. Well, we get a chance to catch our breath here at Daytona. We will see if anyone tops off on fuel. We have a very low fuel setting, very low tire wear for this race, just so we avoid any green flag pit stops if this race were to have stayed green. Of course, that will not be the case here tonight. I say tonight we're under the daytime. We want to run a day race. We ran a day race for the first ever race on the channel. We want to keep it during daytime. We may see some guys, of course, in the back come down the pit lane. Trey Bartow, Noah Clifton, Elijah Gordon, Ryan Durrani getting caught up in that accident. Same with Cavinaro, LJ Semedo, Stuart Gratton got a piece of that one as well. And everyone that signed up for this knew that that was going to be a possibility. That is one of the big possibilities here at Daytona. We saw that in the Prelude race earlier on today as well. But I will say I am very thankful that a lot of these guys got an opportunity to race up front. We got to talk about a lot of these guys at this point in the race. And, now we can kind of focus on this race. And, of course, with what we've seen, anybody can win this thing. It's under 20 laps to go when we restart here in this 10th anniversary race. Well, Andrew, thoughts on that one right there? We're going to replay this here in a moment. But what is your takeaway of what you've seen so far here in this one?
I mean, as you said, with the nature of the cycle race, it's a bit of a lottery, bit of a gamble as far as who's going to win it. I will admit that given how far toward the front that crash was, that could have been so much worse. Way worse. It was mainly guys on the outside lane that got involved.
I will say, it's a good thing that happened in the corner and not off the exit. I think that's a much better spot for something like that to happen going into the corner. But yeah, let's see what happened to bring out the caution here at Daytona. Past halfway in this 10th anniversary race. Unfortunately, some drivers caught up in this accident to take them out. Let's go ahead and see what happened to take them out here at Daytona.
Try that again.
Well, it was bound to happen at some point. We saw 2 wrecks in the prelude, and we had a 4-wide wreck here. It's a good thing, I think, that this happened in the corner, and I think I mentioned that, just before we came over here. But Trey Bartow, Alan Cavagnaro, Stuart Grant, those are 3 guys who were in the first race there getting caught up. Travis Crampton nowhere to go. And man, when I saw, I love Nicholas Sabadio. I mean, gave us some of the best moments on this channel. I know you love him too, Caleb. He's been around for so long. When I saw him get wrecked, my heart just sank right there. Sabadio will actually finish last here today, unfortunately. Heavy damage on the 13 machine there. Bartow around. Blaine Key's got a piece of that one. Ludovic Struck got caught up in that. Noah Clifton, Elijah Gordon in the middle. Bradley Ream in the middle there. I think William Brock kind of got away with that there, but tough break for all those guys. Thomas Troxel also, and Cavagnaro getting some of the worst damage in that one. He was the first one to go up into the wall right there. Tough break for Cavagnaro in his return to racing. Go ahead and replay this a couple more times here from Daytona.
Well, we were talking about it pre-race that 4 wide would probably be the breaking point, and you're going to see right here, 18 going to slide up into the 4, Trey Bartow, and it's pretty much just a chain reaction at that point. Like you said, luckily, that kind of pretty much just took out everyone on the outside lane, and it's kind of lucky that happened in the corner. That wreck could have been so much worse. But man, a lot of great drivers involved in this one, and unfortunately, the unjinxed manifestation did not work. Nicholas died, and very, very sorry for that one. Really stinks to see all these guys taken out, but that's just the nature of this track.
So it is. Very much the nature of this track. Hey, if it makes you feel any better, Caleb, Nathan jinxed his pick in the prelude, so it just happens to everyone. All right, Andrew, it's your turn to give us a take on what happened here at Daytona.
Nature of 4 wide and going into the corner, bumping doors, and that's the end of that. And man, what a shot! Sabadio and Durrani. I think Thomas Troxel all but got away with that. But, yeah, maybe a little front end damage on that 35. We'll see what kind of pace he's going to have. But, oh my goodness, pace car. But, you're flying out of there. But yeah, that's a bummer to see guys like Sabadio and Elijah Gordon involved in that as well. I know we were hyping those guys up a lot, so that's a bummer. But, hey, we still got some heavy hitters in this thing. There's still going to be some good racing coming up here, I'm sure of it.
Diego Stevenson is your race leader. Christian Master, Jesse Turner, and we talked about all those guys who were in the first race getting caught up in that wreck. Well, we got 3 of them who were in the first race leading this field. So let's see what they do on the restart. Be under 20 laps to go here in the 10th anniversary race here at Daytona. We are back here at the Daytona International Speedway, the 10th anniversary race once again. A thank you to everyone for tuning in tonight, tuning in all day with all the festivities that we have done. And quite honestly, this is a celebration of you guys and this wonderful community that I have been a part of for the past decade plus. And can't thank you guys enough. As I've said so many times, and I will continue to say it, you guys mean the world to me, especially these 2 gentlemen alongside me. And let's put on a good show for you guys here. And we'll see who gets it done. And look at the 3 guys we've got up front. Diego Stevenson, Christian Master, and Jesse Turner. All 3 were in that first ever race run 10 years ago to the day. Christian Master, of course, famously the runner-up in that race to Jesse Turner. I don't know where Diego Stevenson was, but he did win a race shortly after that. Yeah, Chase Harris, Charlie Davenport, Justin Zidell, the 38 machine there of Al Lagacy. Ace Garcia raced his way in along with Davenport. Josh Williamson and Alexander Rowe. That is the top 10 currently. Josh Marzak, Chase Buck, Matt Tuck, Brad Stover. John Ayers, didn't get the touch on John Ayers. He's been around for 10 years as well. Current owner in the Walla Walla Cup Series, and great to have him in this race. Derek Hamill, Logan Williams, Angel Gutierrez, Aaron Lukes, Jack Haas, Joe Rutkowski, Nathan Stablin, Hierjel Alonso, Zachary Fitzwater, Brennan Wilmington, Igor Barreto, Eric Monaco, Blaine Keys, Thomas Troxel, William Brock, Bradley Ream, LJ Semedo, Elijah Gordon, Stuart Gratton, Trey Bartow, Noah Clifton, and Ryan Durrani out of the race. And unfortunately, we knew that was going to happen after what we saw. Include Alan Cavagnaro, Tanner Parton, Ladovic Charette, Travis Crampton, and Nicholas Samedeo. They will not win here today in the 10th anniversary race, but only one driver will win here today. Will that be Diego Stevenson? We'll find out in 19 laps. Back underway, Diego Stevenson out front in the 27. Christian Master, Chase Harris, Justin Zeidel forming a line on the inside. Master's got a shot for the race lead as Stevenson's all by himself, and there goes Christian Master to the inside here on lap 32.
Stevenson got a crazy jump here on this restart, but especially this version of Daytona, that's not what you want at all, as he's probably going to get kind of railroaded here by this inside lane. How about this 98 of Chase Harris? He's been up front quite often here in this race, probably one of the more prominent cars that we've seen up here towards the front so far in this race. So Harris definitely with a good showing here so far. He's right now leading the inside lane of Al Lagasse and Josh Williamson. I don't know if I've mentioned this yet on the channel. I probably have, I don't know, but I just got a touch on Josh Williamson. Of course, me and him go way back to even before I got into the NR 2003 community, of course, racing online leagues and NASCAR Heat 2, I believe it was, and just somehow managed to stumble across each other once again once I started to get into the NR 2003 side of things. Definitely a good buddy. Josh is of mine, and happy to see him here in this race, and he is going for the lead right now with a push from the number 15 there of Chase Buck.
My dad. Love my dad. Chase Buck, of course, a great friend of mine, and Andrew doesn't get that reference. Andrew, if you were in the NOF as RL server in the wonderful year of 2020, you would know exactly where that came from. Of course, Chase Buck had a great season in the Walla Walla Cup Series a couple of years ago. Has since kind of moved on a little bit from the rating series, but could not happen in this race. And he's going to go for the race lead there on Josh Williamson. And I'd like to touch on Josh as well. Such a great guy. We had him in the booth for many races. Josh is an absolute wonderful character, and we love having him as part of the community. Ran the Trinity River Cup Series. When I had my hiatus a couple years ago, 4 years ago in 2021, you all went and supported Josh like he was me. And you guys did a great thing in helping Josh and his wonderful series there, Trinity River Cup Series, and I know he had an absolute blast with that. I know he's since moved on from doing NR, but to your point, Chase is an absolute great guy, and wonderful to have him part of this community. Here comes Logan Williams, the guy who's been a part of the community for a long time as well. Of course, he and his brother have been a part of this for a long time. It's a shame that Andrew Williams couldn't race his way into this one, but I know Andrew is rooting for him right now, and there goes Logan to the race lead here on lap 35. 15 laps to go here in the 10th anniversary race at Daytona.
Cool to see the number 20 up there, Logan Williams. Of course, one of the more prominent guys who's also in the Top Dragster Open. I've got to plug that at least a little bit.
Yeah, watch the finale of that coming up in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, it's him. He's probably the closest. He is the closest competitor to Michael Lewis right now. After Michael Lewis, spoiler alert, has gone 2 for 2. Mm-hmm. But yeah, cool to see him up here. There's the 40. Angel Gutierrez, a Indy 250 winner. I wanted to say he won the first one that I called with you. I don't know on that one.
You want to know who won the first Indy 250 you called with me, Andrew?
That was 2018. I know that at least.
2018. That was Samedeo who won that.
It was Samedeo. Okay. Oh yeah, it came down to him and Joey Hightower. That's right.
And then he proceeded to win again in 2020. It's a shame that Nicholas is out of this race. The all-time winningest driver on the channel. And it'll probably stay that way at least for today. Not to say that Blaine won't win at Darlington this weekend in the Walla Walla Cup Series, but Blaine has fallen off, unfortunately. Does have damage to that 42. His chances of winning this race are probably over. Not for these guys in this lead draft, however. Any of these guys can win this race here today, and so many names. I mean, it would be a story no matter who wins this race. Igor Barreto to the inside, Alonso there, Fitzwater as well. I mean, this is a perfect race for Fitzwater to win. And you know what? Fitzwater also can retie Samedeo if he wins here today. because he is also at 29 career wins, and we talk about Blaine Keys and how he's gotten to that point. But Fitzwater, I mean, he's been around. He has been a very successful driver. He's not adjusted to the rating series as well as he would have hoped, but this is a guy, he can go and tie Nicholas Samedillo for that all-time wins list again here today if he wins this race. William Brock, Eric Monaco, and case in point, Zachary Fitzwater and Nicholas Samedillo are still the only two drivers who have won in every calendar year up to 2025. Neither of them have won yet in this calendar year, though they both have plenty of time to get to it. But both Fitzwater and Samedillo have won in every single calendar year that we have run a race here on the channel. And Fitzwater, of course, was in that first ever race, and he's got a shot at winning it here today. Eric Monaco wants to win at Daytona again. Of course, won the Daytona 500 earlier in the year in the Wall Wall Cup Series. Here comes Matt Tuck in the 11. You know, Matt, you know, that's not his real name. I know who the real Matt Tuck is, and I think maybe some of you can figure that out, but we all refer to him as Matt Tuck. Great guy. He is such a inventive person. Of course, we run the Stock Car World Cup here on the channel with some of his races. He loves this game. He loves this community just as much as we do, and he is a big part, has been a big part in a lot of the creative ideas that we have had on this channel as well, and such a great guy. He loves it. He loves the game. He is here for the game, and a great person as well. If you ever get to meet him, he is a wonderful dude, and absolutely love being his friend. He's been a part of this for a long time. He was in the 2015 Thanksgiving 500. That was his first ever start on the channel. And here he is today in this 11 machine with a shot at winning this 10th anniversary race. Here's your pick, Andrew. Alexander Rowe, Diego Stevenson on that inside lane. Jesse still in this. Jack Hobbs looking to sweep the day, get 2 wins in one day. I don't know if anyone's won 2 races on the same day on the channel before. That's a rare thing, but he's got a shot at doing so as he's still in this lead draft. 10 laps to go, by the way, here in this 10th anniversary race. It's coming down to the wire here at Daytona.
Diego now back up towards the front like we saw on that restart. He cycled his way back up here. You got Aaron Abel, Jesse Turner lined up on that inside lane. Now they're going to be going for the race lead here. That wasn't Aaron Abel.
That's Ace Garcia taking the race lead.
Ace Garcia, excuse me. But yeah, like you mentioned, it's crunch time now. We're inside of 10 laps to go. And now Turner, he's looking to take the race lead away, and I have to see if he can maybe kind of get this lead, get up to the outside, maybe cycle back and forward quick enough. We'll have to see. Honestly, it's been probably about 10 laps since his restart. We've already seen the 27 do just that, so we'll have to see.
They might actually cycle back through. But to your point, now this is going to be interesting because the slowest car is LJ Cimento. These guys are still quick back here, and you know they're going in the turn number 1 right now. These guys are exiting turn 4, so I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see if that ends up becoming an issue. We did not run into lap traffic in the prelude. We may run into it here. Charlie Davenport to the race lead, and you know, this is probably the one driver in this field that I really don't have much to say about because he really hasn't done much on the channel. Raced his way in from the prelude, and what, like I said, what a moment for him to be racing with the legends of the channel in this 10th anniversary race. I mean, regardless of how he finishes, just such an honor to be a part of it for him, and I'm sure he's loving what he's seeing right now. Of course, he's going to get cycled back out there, and the big question is, where do you want to be in the cycle? That is the big question. This is obviously a cycle race. You obviously cannot hold the race lead. I mean, Jack Hodge led every single lap in the first race, and I took that personally, so I made sure that these guys cycled through here today. Master's going to lead that one. Here comes Marzak, and here comes Derek Campbell, Chase Harris, John Anders on the inside. Who's it going to be? It's just one big lottery, and that's how it always used to be back in the day. That's how it was in that first ever race. That's how it is today. We're going to have to see who gets it done here, as we're coming to 6 laps to go next time by here in the 10th anniversary race at Daytona.
I mean, I think Marzak cycled from the front to the back to the front in like 4 laps. So, depending on where you are and where you fall, anything's possible. And I still don't think that we can really confirmedly say who's going to be in the best shot as we're coming to 6 laps to go here. I think maybe with 3 to go, we'll maybe have an idea. And I think at that point, you'll want to be like in the middle of the inside lane. So you'll want to be in a position maybe like where the 5 is right now, or maybe even the 19. That would probably be your most ideal spot coming to like 3 to go. That is probably where I'm going to be looking at the race winner.
And we got the 83 now. John Anders on the inside lane. Logan Williams has cycled back through. He was up front not too long ago, like you said, but you don't want to be up front now. That's the big thing. And the big question is, will these guys kind of on the outside end up cycling back through? It kind of cycles around, and are they in the position to get back to the inside in time? That's the big question. And will lap traffic become a factor? You got LJ Cemento kind of creeping in here. It's not like he's horrifically off the pace, but they will catch him before this race is over. Logan Williams to the inside. And keep in mind, no overtime. Point and no return. That's the thing here. Will that end up being the case for any of these guys? And we'll have to see. Who's in position once they do run in lap traffic. 5 laps to go. Al Agassi, Aaron Lukes on the inside, Josh Williamson, Chase Buck on the inside lane. It is still anybody's race for anyone who is in this lead draft right now. Logan Williams on the outside of John Andrews. That's the first time we've really seen anyone kind of clear up there, but he's not going to be able to hold off Aaron Lukes here. Come the 4 laps to go here in the 10th anniversary race.
Looks like this might honestly come down here to a 4D game of chess here with these lap cars, as it, like you said, it looks like they might catch them here before everything is said and done. And with these guys 3 wide, this is going to be really interesting to see how these guys navigate around all these slower cars. We'll have to wait and see where they catch them, because I think that'll definitely play a big part in what all goes down. If they catch them down a straightaway, then we'll have to wait and see. And in the corner, they usually try to go down to the bottom, so it's tough.
Boy.
We'll have to wait and see where they catch them at. It's going to be exciting stuff here as they come back for 3 to go.
Yeah, and they got to be careful not to get into Cemento either and cause an accident, because, like I said, we're at the point of no return. They wreck now. We're not getting it back. Chase Buck going to get held up.
Here we
And
go.
Joe Rutkowski inside lane's got the advantage right now. And Joe Rutkowski to the race lead in the 41. Angel Gutierrez, Nathan Stapleton, Zachary Fitzwater, and now they're starting to dart around. First time they kind of gotten single file out up front there. Fitzwater going 3 wide for second. Alonso, Barreto, Eric Monaco, William Brock on that inside lane as well, trying to find themselves up front. Joe Rutkowski holding on to this race lead. Here comes Nathan Stapleton in the number 1. Closing in on Stuart Gratton, closing in on Ryan Durrani and Noah Clifton. It's going to be 2 laps to go next time by. And these guys are starting to jam back up again behind the lap traffic, which is going 2 wide. Rutkowski leads that lap. 2 laps to go in the 10th anniversary race.
Well, now any form of cycling is out the window. It's just now going to be a matter of how you navigate these slower cars. But like you said, they're not that slow, so it's going to be a little easier, but also harder. It's going to be easier because then they won't get as wadded up, as now they're going to get clear this time. Oh boy, it's going to be game on here. Lap and a half.
Top 3, top 4, maybe have a shot at this one at this point. Remember, that first ever race was won from the 4th position. Eric Monaco in that position right now. But here we are, a white flag in the air in the 10th anniversary race at Daytona. Joe Rutkowski, maybe the first driver to lead 2 laps in a row. Will he lead the most important one of the day? Here comes Eric Monaco to the inside of Igor Barreto for the 2nd position. Brad Stover's up here. Nathan Stapleton slipping back on the outside lane. Igor Barreto has a shot. He's to the inside of Joe Rutkowski for the race lead. Here comes Brad Stover in the 3. Aaron Lukes, Nathan Stapleton. Will they be able to cycle through in time? They're side by side for the race lead between Igor Barreto and Joe Rutkowski. Brad Stover right behind the 78, giving a push to Barreto. Stover is going to have a shot at this race win. Igor Barreto and the 78. Will he be able to hold off Stover? It looks like he will. It's going to be Igor Barreto who wins 10 years from the first race. He gets it in the 10th anniversary race here at Daytona.
How about that for Igor Barreto?
And you know what? We talked about so many drivers in this race. One driver that I failed to mention throughout the entirety of the broadcast was Igor Barreto. Igor is a wonderful man. Absolutely love having him in the booth when we get the chance. He has been a part of this channel for the past 7 years. Owner of Titan Fury Racing. Absolutely love him. He is such a gentleman. And it is such an honor to have him in this race with everybody else. But Igor has the most special honor of the day. The winner of the 10th anniversary race here at Daytona. Nobody else but Igor can say that here today. What a race. What a drive. What a game. We love it. We love all of you. Thank you so much for such a great day. Igor Barreto gets it done in the 10th anniversary race.
It's even going to let him do a victory lap. How cinematic is that?
Joe Rutkowski congratulating him. Or at least we like to pretend there. Hey, I think a lot of people will be congratulating Igor Barreto on this race victory. Well, gentlemen, that does it. That's the 10th anniversary race. What a race it was, and that played out so much like so many of the Daytona races of the past, just as we remembered. In the 500th race we ran right here with these cars, in the first race we ran with these cars, of course, and here today as well. Though it may have been a cycle race, we got to see so many drivers up front. And in the end, our good friend Igor Barretto gets the race victory here in the 10th anniversary race at Daytona.
It's awesome stuff. And I mean, oh my gosh, I just had a thought and I lost it. Go ahead, Caleb.
Man, what a spectacular race that was. Feels like something that was pretty much plucked straight from 2015, and honestly, I wouldn't have had it I wouldn't have had it any other way. Just an absolutely great race here from Daytona. What a way to celebrate 10 years here on the channel, and what a win by one of the most prominent people here on the channel, Igor Barretto. What a drive from him. What a win. Gosh, what a day. That was so much fun. And, of course, thank you, Alex, for putting all this stuff on. And, of course, thank all of you here in this community for, I guess, just being the bread and butter of what makes all this go. You all are awesome. And thank you to each and every one of you out there. Y'all are awesome.
Yeah, I am honored to still, in some capacity, be a part of this community, and now I just remembered what I was going to say, and that is that Igor Barretto now honestly may have one of the biggest honors on the channel because, well, yeah, you've got your Indy 250s, you've got your Daytona 500s, you've got your Thanksgiving 500s. There's going to be more of those. There will never be another 10th anniversary race. Maybe a 20th if we get there, but Igor Barretto can say he's got it, and that is his, and nothing's ever going to change that. So huge congrats to Igor Barretto on that one. So awesome to see everybody get up there. I think that, as you said, that was the point of this race, was getting to showcase everybody in some capacity or another. Great to see my Durrani teammate get second, and Nathan Stapleton finishing third. Aside from Alex, if there is one guy that I can still call a very close friend of mine from the original window of when I was doing this stuff, it would be him. It would be Nathan. So that's great to see him finish up there. But obviously, yeah, just a whole bunch of other names that have been synonymous with the channel and finish and being in this thing, and a lot of names that I've had the honor of having on my channel at one point in time. Jesse Turner has made starts on my channel too, which at the time I was like, oh my God, I got a legend on my end now. And yeah, it's cool. And the fact that, again, when you approached me to do some races on here, absolute honor, I will admit. Again, got Atlanta for the final race of the Top Dragster Open, see if Michael Lewis can go 3 for 3. But Alex, thank you for what you do for this community. Thank you for this community that you have built as well on your end. And thank you for being a true brother and amazing friend. I love you, man.
I do too. I love both of you. I love all of you, of course. And, you know, it's tough. I did not want today to be a celebration of me, because that is not what it is. And, you know, yes, you know, I have been the one behind the mic for most of the races you have seen on this channel the past 10 years. As Andrew and Caleb both alluded to, the community is truly what makes this special. All of the people that I have met over the past 10 years, whether it just be online or in person, and I think I've met a good dozen of you in person at this point, which is crazy to think about. But I can truly say that I am such a better person because of this community and because of the people I have met. The people that I've met in this community have taught me to be patient, have taught me to be loving, and have taught me to be accepting of everyone. I didn't necessarily grow up with that mindset, and you guys gave that to me. And I'm literally crying right now. That's how much you guys mean to me. I really genuinely mean it. And Man, I was gonna try not to cry, but I really mean it. You guys absolutely mean the world to me, and I can't thank you guys enough. I mean, it's just such a blessing. It is such a blessing to be a part of this community, to know all of you, and I don't know where I'd be without you guys. I really don't. My life is so much better because of all of you, and I just can't thank you guys enough. You are such a blessing. Everybody is such a blessing in my life, a part of this. And I can't thank you guys enough for it. This is all there is to it. I mean, man, I didn't want to get emotional. You've never really heard or seen me be emotional before, but that's how much it means to me. And I'm very thankful that I have all you guys in my life. Oh my goodness, man. I was trying.
I wish I could hug you right now.
Virtual hug. Hey, we'll see each other soon. Don't worry. You'll get to hug me. Get the hug.
Fair enough.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching all day, and everything over the past 10 years on this channel. 10 years we have done this. It's quite amazing that we have gotten to that point, and I can't thank you guys enough for everything. And I've said it enough, and I just genuinely mean it. And I love it. I love you guys. I love all y'all. I hated that Nicholas Samadeo finished last. The all-time winningest driver finished last, but ultimately I wanted today to be a celebration of all you guys, and I think we did a great job of that. We built this race to race like it would, so that we would get everyone up front at some point, and Igor gets the honors of winning here today. And final thoughts on this race. I mean, we're not going to see a race like this again for quite some time, because obviously in the Wall Cup Series, we run the restrictor plates, we keep these guys in a capacity that they don't cycle, obviously, unless they're at Talladega. They do that there. But thoughts on this one, and just how this race went here today. And then we'll close it out for the day here on this 10th anniversary of the first race.
Yeah, like you said, definitely a very different race than what we're used to seeing, especially over in the Wawa Cup Series. But yeah, like I kind of touched on, it's a very special occasion here, celebrating 10 years. Like I said, it's honestly just feels like a race plugged from 2015. Like I said, I wouldn't have it any other way. This was a spectacular race to celebrate the occasion. And just a great race all around. Like you said, we got to talk about pretty much about everybody here in this field, talk about their legacy here on the channel. It's an absolutely spectacular production all around. And yeah, just again, thank you all so much. Thank you, Alex, for putting this on. Thank you, Andrew, for being an awesome friend. And thank you, everybody, for just being awesome people. This community means so much to me as well. And I'm about to start getting emotional too, goodness gracious.
I'm sorry. Hey, I didn't plan on crying. I mean, what you gonna do? It's okay.
You don't plan on it.
To let your emotions out. That is a very strong part of being a human being. Just to let you all know.
I mean, that just goes to show just what you all have done for me and everybody else here in this community. Like I said, you all are awesome, and I can't wait to see what the future will bring. Thank you all so much.
Hey, I was getting emotional with you there. So, and I will say this to everybody that's still watching. Yeah, as I'm sure everyone, as Alex has mentioned, obviously we wanted this to be a celebration of the whole community, and I guess to everyone watching this, just let this go to show how much you guys mean to the operation and just to what this is and what it represents, and just the I race in a league that with a bunch of guys that that say that they've got a brotherhood together and they're all really tight knit, and I would say that this is the same thing. It's a brotherhood and a sisterhood, because we've got everybody in this, and it's such a diverse group too, and that is amazing that there's so many different folks from so many different walks of life, from so many countries, that is in this. And the fact that this community has pulled, gosh darn it, I'm joining the train now too. But this community has come together from all walks of life, and we've all come together in our mutual enjoyment for these offline races, and just watching simulated cars go around in circles, but be competitive. And we put on and Alex puts on a great show for that. I like to think that me and Caleb do the same thing for whenever we do races as well. So thank you to everyone that is a part of this. I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm gonna keep trying to do my best to hold my word on beating Blaine Keys, but that's not going too well. But
you haven't seen the Martinsville race yet. I keep hyping that race up. I mean,
you have been really hyping that up off camera. You all have already
seen it. Obviously, you know why I was hyping it up. So you two better watch it on Friday night.
I'll just conclude without rambling too much, but I'll just conclude by saying again, thank you, Alex. Thank you to everybody that's a part of this community. Even though my part in it isn't as big as it once was, being a part of it at all is still really, really cool. And again, you all have made such a big positive impact on all three of our lives. Thank you, and just love each other, and we'll keep this community going strong for another 10 years plus.
Mm-hmm. And just to both Caleb's and Andrew's points, thank you. You guys are what really make this what it is. And that's really what I truly want it to be today, is a celebration of you guys. Everyone from Nicholas Samuel on up to Hierjel and everyone else who didn't make this race, and everyone else who signs up and is a part of this. It is such a huge, huge thing that I never thought would happen 10 years ago. That would be here today with such a great group of people. And I can't thank you guys enough. All right. It's been a long day for you guys, and thank you. If you have watched from the start of the day, the start of the live stream, all the way to now, get some rest. It's been a long day. And hey, guess what? Tomorrow night it's Sprint Series 9 in America, so we just get right back in with it with Darlington Race and the Herd Sprint Series. We got ourselves the Wawa Cup Series from Darlington. This is not the Southern 500, but the 400-mile race, of course, and obviously the Wawa Cup Series has been cooking lately. Caleb, I know you've got the Indy Lights starting, Indy cars running through, and you know what? As well, we are less than 2 months away from the Indianapolis 250 and Indy 250 week. We're going to have the Indy 250 logo contest soon. I mean, you just keep on going. This is the best time of year, really, for the races on the channel. We're in April now, and we're going to have a lot of great stuff. But that's it. You've heard me enough. You've heard way too much from me today. You've heard way too much from me all day, and I thank you for listening through all of it. But to finalize here today from Daytona, Hierjel Alonso, your race winner in the 10th anniversary race. And that is Igor's. Where is he at? He's number 78. That is his 9th career win on the channel, though he has many more as an owner. And Igor gets it done here today at Daytona. And huge congratulations to him. A huge, huge thank you to both Caleb Rose and Andrew Miller for joining me here today, and also to Nathan Stapleton for joining me earlier in the Prelude race. Like I said, they are all big parts of this channel now, and I hope you enjoy all the content they put out on the channel in the future as well. And that's it. Thank you, too. You both have a great night. You all have a great night, no matter where you're at. Congratulations to Hierjel Alonso. Thank you to each and every one of you for a great 10 years. And we'll keep on rolling here. I love this community, and you know what? I'm very thankful and blessed to be here. That's all I've got to say. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. Congratulations to Hierjel Alonso on his race victory here in the 10th anniversary race. And as always, y'all want to say it with me, guys? Y'all want to say it with me?
Let's do it.
And it's a we, because we are all here. 1, 2, 3. We will see you guys later.
Later.
That wasn't in unison, but you get the idea.